Mega Tatsugiri doing anything possibly. So the Mega Tatsugiri in Legends ZA OU that had Drizzle was actually really good with the rapid spin nasty plot and just firing off pumps. But
Which
I
one?
think
Tatsugiri?
yeah, I think the big thing about that mon is it's gonna be its interaction with Dondozo, right? Like you swallow it as Tatsugiri and then it mega evolves after. What if it's allowed to get out of Dondozo after and just give it a boost?
I was in a pre-champions OU letter yesterday and everybody was spamming that.
Mega Tatsu or just Dozo Tatsu?
Dozo Tatsu.
Yeah, that's good. No terrors as well, so you can't resist a lot. Obviously that hurts this, but you're not like playing him right on meta or anything right now. Do you think Champions is gonna ever give us like new mons for the they come out in the game before? Like, you know how like the Pokemon movies, take the first one for instance, you saw Donphan.
Yeah.
Even though Donphan wasn't in the game. What if Champions gave us like a Gen 10 mon, or you saw Blaziken in the end of Gold and Silver before Ash went to Hoenn? What if Champions gave us a new mon from Gen 10 or whatever before it was even Winds and Waves out? I think that'd be sick. Just like how there's precedent for this because Pokemon Go had Melton and Melmetal.
That doesn't seem like a far-fetched idea, honestly. I think that's very possible.
I think that'd be really cool. That get people back into the game. I mean, not that I don't think people will leave the game, but I was
talking about it yesterday, but I think what's going to happen for Champions is that a lot of people who one time played Pokemon competitively on Pokemon Showdown will maybe return because they might hear about this and be like, "Oh, is battling real now?"
I think that's. I agree with you because I literally got 100 comments that said I have not played battling in this and I'm gonna come back for Champions. I literally got 100 comments. Like
a lot of people have fond memories of playing Showdown for Generation 6 and Generation 7, and then a lot of them left after those two generations because it was like, okay, it's the same every time. Like I got my fill, move on to whatever else. But battling was always like a niche thing. Like it was Pokemon Showdown. It wasn't quote unquote real. But now if it's this accessible and real, I know a lot of people are probably gonna spin back.
I don't see a reason not to. I mean, I'm super excited just to play.
Me as well.
I also don't have home, so I might try and play with as much in-game. Honestly, the one Pokemon, thank you so much, Ace, for the don't know. The one Pokemon should be added way before Gen 10 is Stereo Rotom and has confirmed typing in the same design philosophy as the forms. Agree with you completely. Stereo Rotom being a normal electric is cool.
Normal electric, that's confirmed?
Yeah. It's in Pokopia. Marlene has it and I have it too. It literally says in the dex normal electric, like as it's typing. It has a regular dex in the game, so. The format in Gen 8 just didn't click like Gen 7. I think that was a lot for a lot of people, Dave. A lot of people actually left singles and started playing VGC during Gen 8 and Gen 9 because they just didn't like the meta. I love Gen 9 a lot. I liked Gen 8 lowered. I think Gen 8 lower tiers were perfect. I think Gen 8 OU was whatever. I really did not like Gen 8 OU. But I think Gen 8 lower tiers were incredible. That's what I think so too. I literally think the same thing. I think Champions should be the main ladder eventually as well. Right? Like we can have SV, but Champions should at least be right under it. It shouldn't be considered a pet mod. If this is literally going to be the future of competitive Pokemon, and it's going to have a rotating like dex and things like that too, it deserves its own council and something that's actually being played multiple times and like something that's actually being represented. Check out the Cobblemon server using my link down below. Do you think there will be more players on phone or Switch? Switch at first, phone later, yeah. I think the phone wave, I'm going to assume the phone stuff is going to happen after Worlds. By the way, I don't think there's gonna be any phone stuff until September, because that's when the new you'll be able to like get points and stuff like that, and they have to set all that up. So like, there's not gonna be any champion tournaments, as in like what do they call locals? There's not gonna be any locals for champion points on Pokemon Champions until like September. That's what Jen said. She's a top judge and everything. I trust what she has to say, and that's when I assume phone will be out. So I think that'll be the second run of it, like the second wave of everybody getting into it because now it's phone. So even the people like, you might play Pokemon Showdown because you don't have the game or you don't want to play the game. But now when you have it on your phone, it's different. Are the battles 3v3? 3v3, yeah, most likely. What do you think, Blunder, about Champions being the official meta of Showdown versus
meta? I don't think it's ever going to be the official meta, but it'll probably be like a serious meta, akin to how like
Natdex. Like, would you prefer it more to Natdex than more than the pet mod that ZA was?
Yeah, I guess that's a fair comparison, but it should even be bigger than or more serious than Natdex, as it is actually real Pokemon. That is the fundamental difference between this and everything else. This is still real, but the way Simulator 6v6 is structured is each generation has a OU. So it's not like it's just going to be an abandonment of Gen 9 or like be told like, oh, hey, this is no longer the most serious format. It's actually this now. I could see by Gen 10 there being like a difference in
I think there'd be a tiering and leadership and all that stuff. I think they have to adapt because if Champions truly is going to be like what we're having forever, I agree with you completely. It needs to be something that is taken seriously. Like, it can't just be some pet mod that's on the bottom that I have to hope to find. It needs to be some, like, if it says OU, I need to see OU and Champions OU, up there.
I would be honest. I think Showdown is like ran its course overall with this because, like yesterday I was streaming this pre-Champions OU ladder, which one person put together and could support 800 people being on at the same time getting battles. So even if this is a fumble by the greater Pokemon Showdown,
side servers will keep it.
Yeah, and I mean it likely will be a fumble by Pokemon Showdown, as they lack severe intelligence when it comes to growing out their platform or making the right decisions in a timely manner. So I don't really expect much, but I am very excited to play Champions regardless. 30 to 80 mons in my game. Start playing.
Yeah.
Do some games.
I think you make a really fair point, by the way. That reminds me of like Pokemon Online and even Shoddy Battle, whereas Smogon was only one of the things, and then we had Team Uber and we had a whole bunch of other stuff. And then on Pokemon Online, we had obviously Pokemon Online Mexico, main server, Uber's, Groudon's Grotto, which was where you had your Smogon tours. So assuming that the side metagames, Pokemon China, assuming that the side metagames or the side channels are run fairly, like you and I used to upload Pokemon Online PO lives, and there was this was a separate tier than what we were Wi-Fi battling. This was a literal separate tier. We used to Wi-Fi battle and upload PO, and PO was PO-OU. We used to play PO tours and Smogon tours, and they were different tours. They were different tiers as well. So it's Cobblemon. Exclamation for Cobblemon if you want to join. That's a fire hat. I think you're right. I think it's even if they do end up messing it up, at least some side server or something can give it legitimacy, especially if like we're supporting it or anybody's really supporting it.
Yeah, that's basically what I was thinking about, because I was like, I don't even think that their site understands what Champions is or has given an effort to like find out and do anything. Because every answer when people are asked on that site, what's gonna happen with Champions is, oh, we don't know, we're waiting for it to come out. So there's a negative game plan there. Like there's no game plan for the drop of this game. So we'll just have to see what happens.
That's wild, considering it's 8 days, like 9 days from now. Like you and I,
or understanding of what this is.
Guys, just to give you an example, Blunder and I are talking every day about what we want to do, what we're gonna do, like what we're thinking about is gonna be cool during Champions, or how we're gonna like try and create content, or this is what we're doing. I already told you I'm working on a server that is literally gonna be for 66 singles, assuming I can play 66 in custom, that has its own elo, its own ladder system, and everything like that too, with a bot. So that way we actually have going on. Right? So I'm genuinely surprised that the people in charge to earn from this as well don't know what the hell they're going to do. What's the plan with the Discord bot? It's a bot this is a bot that other Discords use. It's called Team Up bot. I believe it's called Leaderboard, where it can create leaderboards and find battles, and you'll be able to use codes and do things like that. That way you'll be able to actually gain, what up, Fi? You'll actually be able to gain ranking and elo from this. So I'm very excited about that, because assuming we're able to do 66, we can actually have a legitimate ladder for it, even if it's not in the game, but this could be one of the biggest Discords, That's
and then we'll Wi-Fi battle you and put it on our channel, ladies and gentlemen.
Literally,
so tap it.
Literally.
We're bringing back that Scheist Wi-Fi. You know who's a true OG maxer?
King of the summer.
BKC. I saw him posting Wi-Fi battles like 4 years ago, and they like have to connect to like this specific like server to play.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's straight up legit Wi-Fi play, and he's like recording his DS, and I'm like, nah.
That's the OG.
This is a true lover of the game. There's no other way to say it.
Obviously, we have till next week. Obviously, this could all be for nothing, right? And it could be just no 66. I don't think that's gonna be the case.
They're gonna have 6v6.
Even if there's a 20-minute timer, I'll be able to do it. I doubt. Yeah, I agree that they're gonna have. I think
it's not an official format. So like, why do they care what people do in a private lobby?
Joey Pokeaim cast. No, I agree. I mean, but remember, I don't know, for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and for Sword and Shield was a 20-minute timer. Scarlet Violet was a 20-minute timer until they changed it with an update, right? Until they changed it with that update. We didn't get that update until like 8 months into Scarlet and Violet, I think. Maybe less, probably like 4 or 5 months. 5 months into Scarlet and Violet.
What is the update? It's 60 minutes instead of 20?
So the update made it that we can actually create the private games and actually put our own timer up to 60 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So it'll probably be the same thing.
They mentioned singles in gameplay, but that's mentioning 3v3 singles because that's really, really popular in Japan.
I really doubt that you couldn't be able to set up a private game with your friend and send out 6 guys, since that is like the
I agree.
That's like the stock experience playing Pokemon.
I'm a TPA to be, by the way. I want to show you something.
Like, what about a noob that just wants to battle his friend and doesn't want to go through the sweatiest official format?
My favorite time online, besides Gen 4 and Gen 5 Wi-Fi battles, was literally Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Wi-Fi battles, because all I had to do was type Pikachu, 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 and I could find 6v6 battles. You could probably still find them to this day. I get comments on those videos to this day. Like, yo, I'm still finding battles. Like,
there's no way they're not gonna give people the opportunity to like play their friend with both of your like in-game teams. Like, that's what I think, at least, because not everybody who hops on Champions is here to become a pro like MLG sweaty guy. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody wants to just play Nintendo's format, or even 6v6 as a format either. Sometimes people just want to play their friend.
I mean, that was the whole thing where I bring back the timer. Like the two campaigns, 3 campaigns that I ran with people was literally like, just let us play Pokemon the way we want. That's all we want.
Nintendo's famous for not allowing players to play their games the way that the player wants.
But they literally said the Champions literal logo on the trailer is battle the way you want to. So I have to believe that, and I know they know me. And I know they know you.
No, Nintendo's MO is you're going to play the way that we find appropriate. Otherwise, everyone dies. And that's what they've been holding.
Okay, see that last part? He's joking, but he's not.
No, I'm telling you. Like, that's the same that happened with like the Smash tournaments back in the day, where they would like always call ahead of time and like try to get that taken down. You're not allowed to play their game the way they don't want it to be played. And if you do that, then it's like a big deal. But I don't think they actually give a about 6v6.
I miss...
In the sense that they would block it out of the game. I don't think they see it as some bad thing. They just don't care, which is more than fine. But I don't think that they'll like actively take that away. At least that's my feeling. I can tell you, I haven't played it in game in a long time.
Well, they did take it away for a long time, but they brought it back. And like I will say that they brought it back because people in the VGC community did help me get in contact with them. Like, legitimately get in contact with them. People even told me, hey, they saw this. So like, that was... I never said that in like an actual, in a video, but they did see it.
Nah, they're definitely weird, Nintendo. Nintendo's definitely weird, and I don't support. Let's see.
I mean, I'm super excited for Champions. I just want to talk about the Mons and all their abilities and stuff. The theory moning and battling are like neck and neck for me. These are the 3 best times for Pokemon for me. A new gen drop before a new gen drops in their leaks that are credible, and we get trailers, so you could just talk in Theorymon and talk about updates and like that. And I think with Champions it's going to be super exciting because for the first time in our lives, we're probably going to get patch notes for a Pokemon game that's not Pokemon Unite. Right? We're probably going to actually get patch notes because they're caring about competitive. You know how hype patch notes are going to be? You know the only reason we know all the we know is because they're data miners going through and copying it and putting it down, and then Cerebi is listing it on his site. That's the only reason we know things we do. The only reason we know that Transistor went from 1.5 to 1.3 because someone in Smogon forums went and clicked Thunderbolt 70 times versus the same Pokemon to see the damage and check the damage calc. Like, that's the only reason we know this. So to actually get a game where we're most likely going to get patch notes because they're going to be doing updates every few months or whenever they're going to be doing them, because meta is going to be changing everything, is so sick. Anyway, the second time Pokemon's most fun is the beginning of the generation, where you can just do whatever the you want, use their broken metagame and do everything. And the third time Pokemon's most fun is when you play with your friends. Those are the 3 most fun times for Pokemon.
Now, one of my best troll posts is this guy posted like this huge rant in all caps, and he's like, I'm tired of bad Pokemon games. Give me a game with no story and just battling, just like Pokemon Showdown, and then a bunch of other. And I just quote tweeted the post with the Pokemon Showdown logo, and it got like 20,000 likes. And he literally wrote in his post, give me a game like Pokemon Showdown, but I still trolled and I just responded with the Showdown logo. Because I'm like, bro, play Showdown if you care that much. But that guy gets the jokes on me because he finally got what he wanted with Champions.
Dude, I remember being so hype when Champions was like announced. I'm still hype. I'm still hype as hell. I just want some stuff, man. Shiny Lotties look so... Shiny Lotties actually look really good here.
I can't wait to challenge Lax on 6v6 and then watch him get mad when my Cerulege's Focus Sash activates. And I go for Sharpness boosted Bitter Blade and Shadow Claw. And I 6-0 that ass.
I can't wait to battle you, and I paid to win to get the Super Focus Sash, so it activates 6 times in a row.
IG, I'm bringing Minimized Blissey.
You think that matters? I'm going for Stomp. You don't even know it doubles in power and always lands.
Stomp is OD. We're playing a Gen 1 game.
I'll use Heavy Slam or Heat Crash then. You.
Stop is actually too funny.
That's gonna be the fun part too. I'm definitely gonna bullshit on the BSS ladder with the most broken stuff, and I'm gonna do it in VGC, and I'm gonna do that in 6v6, and I'm gonna play real 6v6.
Joey, when he pays for the no guard on all his mons for $29.99, sometimes you gotta make that play, G.
Look, man, if Mons is gonna be pay to win, I'm gonna win. Look, Mons has always been pay. Anybody who plays VGC is pay to win, because y'all be paying so much for your flights, for your hotel. You don't always win though. I think sometimes I don't follow through on that part. Sometimes it's pay to lose. Yeah. Mons is pay to lose most of the time.
Nah, don't worry, chat. I've paid to win some smogon tournaments. Paid with these blood, sweat, and tears.
I've had people try to pay me to win in smogon tournaments, but we don't let them.
Yeah, actually, when I won SPL, I got $100 as a prize. So cha-ching.
Poem potentially getting patch notes is concept I can't even comprehend. So used to change it every gen. I'm saying, fam. I mean, champions will be data mineable because it's going to be on the Switch 1 as well as Switch 2. So I'm not too worried about like at least the initial. So we'll actually load everything immediately and home and everything. Dude, I just want to see some mega pop up, bro. And it's like the stupidest ability of all time that I'm so excited for. Like Hydreigon can hit 3 attacks or something like that. Or
they need to do something like that. Well, yeah, the best case scenario is that they repurpose old mons that we haven't seen shine in a while. I would really like that. I mean, there are definitely some mons that are just extremely bad and should get remade. Not even like a new form or a new Pokemon like that. It's just one move, one like other ability. There's a lot of Pokemon with just 2 abilities that could get a 3rd, you know?
No, there's some mons that definitely deserve more. I think a lot of repurposing old mons is definitely what they will most likely be doing, right? And I assume they're also going to tone down mons that are like rank 1 for a long time. Like if Dragonite, for instance, is rank 1 forever, maybe they'll lower its defense by 5, you know? Like they did with Cresselia after VGC.
It will be pretty crazy.
Well, they probably can't do it with Dragonite because Dragonite's 600 BST. So Dragonite might be... The pseudo legendaries might be the mons that actually stay up there. They are.
Like the way they're gonna balance is by removing Pokemon or removing moves more than actually. Like I feel like changing stats is so ridiculous.
I think buffing stats is a good thing though.
I don't know, because it's like I don't know. Then everything changes on like every Pokemon database the way it's been consistently for so many years.
Well, I mean, take Scolipede for instance. It had 90 base attack in Generation 5, and then afterwards it got 100. Right? It's not huge.
Very few Pokemon that do get BST changes. It's
Clefable got one. Clefable got one, which was what made it even more broken.
But this, like, I'm telling you, there's not that many. It's always a huge deal when it happens too. Like Dugtrio getting a +20 attack boost, stuff like that. I don't know. It seems pretty far-fetched to me that they're just gonna change Pokemon's different stats, which they're like so known for having. Like, I think it'll just be like a very few. At least in the context of when they said they're going to do balancing. I just assume the balancing is, oh, this mon's cheap. All right, guys, this mon's being removed for the next regulation or season.
Maybe. I mean, like, if you look at Pokemon Worlds, right? The reason Aerolite and, like, Kangaskhan's ability and all that stuff got nerfed is because every single team in top 8 was Mega Kangaskhan, Mega Salamence. So they decided they toned down every single ability. Every single one, right? Or same thing with the Tapus, right? They went from 1.5 to 1.3. They toned them down because they were so good. Like, it's not like they can't do, or they haven't done those big changes. We're just not, they just seem a little farther apart because they're 3 years apart. Now they don't have to be.
Yeah, but still, I feel like if a Pokemon has existed for so many generations with the same BST, I don't know, it just seems far-fetched that it would be more than just like a handful. Like maybe like 3 to 5.
Oh, I don't think it's going to happen all the time, by the way. I think it's just going to be like based on certain tournaments, based on how like usage might be. I don't think it's going to be every single time either. I think it could be movesets that could just remove the Pokemon from rotation, like you said, too.
Yeah, who knows? It's a truly unprecedented thing. Maybe they will just start changing BSTs and whatnot.
Yeah, like, I mean, they buffed a bunch of Gen 1 mons, right? Nidoking went up to more attack in Gen 6 for no reason. Thank you, Styles.
Yeah.
For no reason, by the way. Give it more special attack. Like, what are they doing?
A lot of guys have been blessed. I think, am I wrong? Did Zam get a boost in any generation? It did, right?
Yep, it did. Zam got a big boost, bro.
Well, what boosted? I just know Zam's BST.
That boy was under 500 BST.
Really? So, do you know what stat changed? Defense?
Special defense went from 85 to 95.
Yeah, see, like they be doing random like that. Cause I knew we had seen Zam get something. Cause I remember I was like, why the f they give Zam something? Okay, yeah, 10 spit F.
Pelly got a big boost too.
What did Pelipper get?
Was it defense?
I want to say it was defense. Now Pelipper's typing is goated.
Oh, it's special attack actually went from 85 to 95. No, that's big. That's fucking big. That was actually huge.
That was a big one.
Those 95 base power Hurricanes are big. Corsola got plus 10 HP and defenses. Ooh. Masquerain got plus 20 special attack and speed. Raichu speed increased, I remember that. Mantine got more HP. Yeah, Pidgeot went up too. Mega Absol gets